Hey yo, what is going on everybody? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video, and as you guys can see, we're back at it with another tier list. So if you guys are excited, make sure you guys down below and hit that like button. It really would mean a lot to me. Plus, we've already done the point guards, the shooting guards, the small forwards, and the power forwards tier list. If you guys want to check those out down below, you can. This is the centers, and fitting that we do the March centers tier list on the very last day of March. Kind of cool. So again, if you guys want to check out any of those other tier lists, go ahead, check them out. Link in the description down below. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. You'll enjoy them after this one. Yeah. So without further ado, let's start it off and show everybody out in the D tier, which we have Pink Diamond, so Drew Ilgauskas, Diamond Robert Williams, Pink Diamond Patrick Williams. I said Patrick Williams, Patrick Ewing, Ruby Mitchell Robinson, Amethyst Dwight Howard, and Pink Diamond Carlos Boozer. A bunch of dumpster fires. Yeah, that's what the name is. Perfect. I just don't recommend using any of these guys. Big Z is a cool shooter, but too slow. Robert Williams is just like all defense, nothing else. Patrick Ewing is just like trash in general. Why use him? Mitchell Robinson, back to the basket, big, good defense, okay finishing. Same with Dwight Howard, but I'm just not really feeling him. And Carlos Boozer is just bad. That's about it. He's just bad. Anyway, let's start off with these seeds here, where we have Andrew Bogan's Galaxy Opal. Kind of like another really good defensive, really good kind of post guy and finisher, but he still has a little bit of a ability to shoot, which is cool. And it's just, I think Andrew Bogan's just so good defensively that I can kind of like negate some of the offensive woes, whereas with some of these other guys down here, Patrick Ewing, I can't really do that as much, which, yeah, it's cool. Next up, we do have Diamond Daniel Tyson, and you know what, we'll do another Diamond Evo. Aaron Baines. Both of these guys are kind of jack of all trades centers, we'll say, but a little bit undersized for Daniel Tice. Decent jumpers, except on Aaron Baines. It's kind of trash, but they both got range, okay defense, and things like that. Tice being a bit of a better defender, but I just don't really feel like either of them are worth the time that you have to evo, and that's coming from somebody who has evoed Aaron Baines. Don't waste your time. It's not worth it. Yeah, both the cards are like good, but they're definitely not amazing. I would for sure just stay away. If you haven't done it already, just don't. Next up is Ruby Mo Bamba, a card that I actually quite like, and I think he's actually really fun. But the problem with Mo Bamba is the fact that he just has terrible strength. I think as a budget guy, he is absolutely insane. He's one of the best ones you could possibly use. But the thing is, he just has really bad strength, so in the post, he's not really going to feel as good as he should feel down there, but he still is a good shooter, pretty decent jumper, and he is a good defender aside from that just terrible strength. Next up is Pink Diamond Marg Eaton, and this is something that I usually don't say on a lot of cards unless they're really that bad, and I have never missed so many open dunks as I have with this Marg Eaton. Granted, I was playing Mystery Domination, so that could have I guess swayed it a little bit, but I pulled Marg Eaton out of the pack. He's cool, 7'4", 7'7", a really heavy defensive kind of guy. Same thing that I was saying with Andrew Bogan, where we're so good defensively and kind of as just an interior lob threat that I think we can kind of get away with it sometimes. And he does have a midi with jump shot 25, which I think is a decent jumper, especially on quick. I think it could be cool. I think it could be fun. And he's just so tall and so good defensively that I do think C tier, or the not unless I have to tier, it kind of fits for him, because like I wouldn't mind using Marg Eaton, but again, I'm not going to use him unless I have to, like unless you put a gun to my head and kind of force me. Next up is Amethyst Isaiah Hardenstein, one of the two. I never claimed to have amazing pronunciation when it comes to some of these guys, but Isaiah is kind of, again, one of those like jack of all trades kind of centers. Can do a little bit here, do a little bit there. Kind of equal to Aaron Baines in my opinion, because they have the same jumper, but he's a little bit taller. Overall, not a huge fan. Not going to use him unless I have to. But if you wanted to put him in dumpster fire, I'm not going to stop you, really. Go ahead. Next up, we do have Galaxy Opal, Bill Russell, and Wilt Chamberlain. I am kind of mixing these two cards together because they're essentially the same. Like, they basically have the same jumper. I think Bill Russell has set shot 17 and Wilt has set shot 18. So slightly different, but they're fairly similar when it comes to like timing and stuff like that. Bill Russell, slightly more defensive. Wilt Chamberlain, slightly more offensive, but they're back to the basket bigs that kind of dunk, lob threats, play some defense. I'm not a huge fan of either of them. So both of them, not unless I have to. Please do not lock in Mo Chamberlain. Like, Please don't do it. You'll regret it. Next up is Pink Diamond Steven Adams, who, if he didn't have jump shot 38, I probably wouldn't have him in C tier, but he's got one of the best jumpers in the game, one of the fastest jumpers in the game, and he's a pretty good defender, so I can't stay too mad at him. Like, yeah, he's a good defender, 7 foot, 7'4", almost similar to Mark Eaton, but he's just so good defensively, has almost every single defensive badge on Hall of Fame, and they gave him really good playmaking. They gave him, quick first step, downhill, dimer, stuff like that. He has a lot of finishing badges that are really good as well. And as a 75 midi with a 69 shot 3, if you're somebody who has Phil Jackson, you actually can have an almost 80 shot Steven Adams with an 85 midi. Throw on catch and shoot when he's actually pretty decent. Obviously, that's a very niche set of people, but it makes Steven Adams a little bit more usable, especially considering he has a really, really nice jumper. So if you do have Phil Jackson, you probably don't really need to use Steven Adams, but you could for some fun. Like, why not? And last but not least, we do have Galaxy Opal artist Gilmore, who is a reward, I think, for like level 36 or something. Not 36. 36 is the Ascension. It's probably like 34. I never claimed to be that knowledgeable about the game. I just play it a lot. Anyway, Artist Gilmore is 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan and is basically just like the same as Mark Eaton, but has an absolutely terrible jumper. Like, he can shoot middies, but jump shot one isn't great. I love Artist Gilmore cards. I used his Pink Diamond last year for ages. I used his Pink Diamond this year for quite a while, especially in offline modes, and I think it's cool. He's basically Mark Eaton with a little bit of a better jumper, which is nice, but that's still not a great card. If I'm comparing you to Mark Eaton, you might want to be a little bit better. A little bit better. Now we're starting off the B tier with Diamond Jared Sullinger. Actually a pretty good card, if I'm being honest. Jared Sullinger is a nice, I think, jump shot 38 base player who is actually really good. Again, I love the jumper. I think it's super money. It's super nice. It's just great all around. And he is an Evo card that does get significantly better, which is awesome. But his main negative is the fact that he's a little bit undersized. And by a little bit, I mean he's pretty undersized. 6'9" as a center. A little bit tough. But Hall of Fame quick first step. He's got gold range. He's got some really good finishing. Got some good defense. Overall, I think he's pretty good. So, not a bum, but not amazing. I think it perfectly fits Jared Sullinger. Next up is Ruby Wendell Carter Jr., who was a lot better than I expected him to be. Another one of the level up rewards once you get on, somewhere in the teens for this one. A 6'10" center who only has one Hall of Fame badge in Dream Shake, but has some really good defense, gold clamps, intimidator, stuff like that. He can shoot a little bit, 85 shot 3, some good badges there, a 94 midi, and a really good overall dunker. Jump shot 62 on quick is a really nice jumper. Same one as Jeremy Grant, Lionel Simmons, Bam Adebayo. Really cool. Really nice overall. And for limited, I could see this Wendell Carter Jr. being absolutely insane as another budget option. That's why I actually kind of prefer him over Mo Bamba, because Wendell Carter has a 94 strength. The biggest weakness that Mo Bamba had was that, and now Wendell Carter has it fixed. So, you know what? I'm liking him. Not a bum, but not amazing for sure. Next up is Pink Diamond Wayne Embry. You kind of see a theme going on, slightly undersized centers here. But Wayne Embry is absolutely amazing. I love the D'Angelo Russell base on him. Obviously, like, why wouldn't you? It's one of the great jumpers in the game. A little bit slow, but it's still fun. And the main negative with Wayne Embry, why he's down here in not a bum, but not amazing, but used to be like in Demons and almost lineup worthy, is just because he's basically got all gold badges, which is pretty tough. When you're getting cards now with like 40 Hall of Fame badges, I'm going to need my Wayne Embry to match that, and he doesn't right now. But if we get an Opal like a Dark Matter Embry, it's going to be nice. Next up is Galaxy Opal Spencer Haywood, just another one of those guys who is meant to be a power forward, but they kind of gave him that center position. I think his previous cards were power forward centers, and this one's a center power forward. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. It just affects like coach boosts and stuff like that. But he's a nice little 6'8" guy, definitely better as a 4, but all around really good. Insane defender, insane playmaker, a godly finisher, and an okay shooter, which is going to be nice. Jump shot 4 on quick is always good. Not the greatest at dribbling, but I still think he's a great card. If he came with range, I'd throw him maybe up in almost lineup worthy, but again, just like Wayne Embry, I don't like that he's 6'8" at the center, because it basically means you have to run him at power forward, and there's only one card, I think, on this entire list that I made an exception for on that, and you'll see them later in the list. Next up, Galaxy Opal Shaquille O'Neal, just the best back to the basket big. Like, if you want a guy who is going to come in and just play defense and dunk the ball, and that's like all you care about him doing, Shaquille O'Neal is going to do that. Obviously, you would expect it. It's Shaq. Next up is Pink Diamond Marcus Saul, another one of those guys I think that has set shot 18. Not a great jumper, but it's still a decent one. If you have very quick on a card that we'll see later with jump shot 18, actually pretty nice. It's overall cool. It's fun. Yeah, he's a decent shooter, really good defender, good post guy, stuff like that. But doesn't surprise me or amaze me too much when I use him. So not a bum, but not amazing. Next up is Amethyst glitched Dino Raja. Suffers from the same thing as Wayne Embry, who has just a lot of gold badges, but jump shot 4 on quick for a center is amazing. He's got range, he's got all that wonderful stuff besides clamps, and I'm just really excited again for that like future upgrade that we get. I wouldn't call this card right now absolutely insane, but whenever we get an upgrade to Dino Raja, because obviously we had a pink diamond and opal last year, it's going to happen. It's inevitable, and when we do, it's going to be amazing. Amethyst is good, but I'm waiting out on that upgrade. Next up is Diamond Chris Boucher, who's kind of that upgrade from Dino Raja in a way. Chris Boucher is, I'm pretty sure, 6'9", maybe 6'10", playing the center position. I'm a little bit rough on that one, so I apologize if that's a little bit off. But Chris Boucher is amazing. 7'4" wingspan as well. He's an amazing, amazing defender. They gave him range. He shoots like crazy. He's an amazing dunker. Did a gameplay on this card, and he was just absolutely insane. Jump shot 15 on quick is a really good jumper. His exclusive one, which is pretty cool. He just felt absolutely amazing. Almost like a Giannis type card, but better at the time. Because I don't think we had the pink diamond Giannis when we had this Boucher, which was awesome. Like, Chris Boucher is an absolute demon. I really, really love him. But again, slightly undersized, so I had to take it away from a little bit. And there's only one card that I gave that exception to, I'm pretty sure. Next up is Pink Diamond Charles Ogley, who is actually a really good card. He's the new Pink Diamond token market guy that we got for Season 6. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, a godly post game and finish. Just ability there is an insane finisher. 95 interior, 85 perimeter, 85 block, 88 steal. Like, it's just crazy. Has Hall of Fame clamps, Intimidator, Pick Dodger, Rim Protector, Trapper, a bunch of good cold badges. Comes with range extender. Has his Charles Ogley jumper on very quick, which is great. And I actually don't think it's that bad. So, Charles Ogley overall, really good card. Probably one of the only guys that I would say is worth those 150 tokens are maybe Kiki still, even though I'm kind of iffy on that, and Charles Ogley, especially if you're running Ogley as a power forward. He's just amazing. He's so good defensively that I think it makes up for any sort of offensive woes that you may find with this game, although there probably won't be too many. Next up is Pink Diamond Bob Mcadoo, one of those original like point centers. I remember back in like 2K17, like the Coldy videos, I'm pretty sure, just catching the ball with Bob Mcadoo and then just running it down the entire length of the floor, and it's really fun. It kind of follows that same trend. Good playmaker, good finisher, and good defender, but just really not a great shooter at all. Jump shot 5 on quick, which is the Clyde Drexler jumper, is great, but comes with a 73 shot 3. The great thing about Phil Jackson, if you have him, it's another card that it makes absolutely insane. But I keep saying it, if you have Phil Jackson, why would you be using Bob Mcadoo as like your center power forward when you locked in better cards than that? It just doesn't make too much sense. But, you know, to each their own. And last but not least, we do have Pink Diamond Ben Wallace, who got a massive, massive upgrade from what his diamond was previously to this. One of the best finishers and defenders you'll possibly find in the game. Has 90 plus in every single stat, and most things are 95 plus in his defense, which is awesome. Amazing 95 speed as well. Going to be an amazing dunker, 90 standing and driving, and has a 75 mid and 3-point shot, which is great. If you have a Phil Jackson, I'll keep saying it because Phil's the best coach in the game, you get an 85 midi and an 84 3-point shot, Ben Wallace, and then you just add some defensive edge, and he's great. I didn't rank him on that because if I did rank him on Phil Jackson, it'd probably be almost lineup worthy, but still is a great card if you just love those kind of undersized guys who play insane, almost like Zion's playing at the center position without the shooting. It's pretty nice. Starting off the A tier, we have Nikolausovich, who is that jump shot 18 on very quick guy that I was talking about that we'd see later. Really good shooter, really good playmaker. He's a pretty good post guy. I hate the fact that he's so slow. An 80 speed, 75 speed ball kind of hurts him, but I love the shifty dribble style. If you want to see the Nikolausovich in full kind of swing, what he's doing, what he's really about, and how he's going to play, I will link the gameplay that I did in the description from yesterday, so go check that out. Nikolausovich is a great card, really fun overall to just use and have some fun with, so check that out if you want to. I think he's great. Next up is Galaxy Opal. Nikola Jokic. Back-to-back Nikolas. I didn't even realize that. But Nikola Jokic is a basically Kevin Garnett that is a primary center position and a slightly worse defender, which is a great card. I know on current gen, a lot of people really hate that set shot 14 jumper, but personally, I really like it. And I debated putting him in the demon tier, but I understand because some people can't use him on current gen. I gotta like even it out a little bit. So I threw him into almost lineup worthy. I think he's good. I think he's great. Good all-around card, and he's super cheesy. But, again, some people don't like the jumper, so I get it. Next up is Pink Diamond Miles Turner, a card that I really, really debated putting into the Demon tier. He just is absolutely amazing. Another one of those very quick shot centers. Jump shot 71 and very quick is going to be great. And it's the Myers Leonard or Miles Turner jumper. It's not the greatest, but on very quick, it feels like one of the greatest. And is a great finisher, a great post guy, and one of the best shooters at the center position that we possibly have. And because of how great he's been playing defense this year, they gave him all the fame clamps and Intimidator. So that's pretty good. Overall, really good. The only thing that he's missing is some like insane playmaking. He can speed boost, but just doesn't have really good dribbling animations. So he's not going to feel that cheesy when you use him. Next up, Galaxy Opal Moses Malone. A lot of people didn't love that I put him in A tier last time, or almost lineup worthy tier this time, and I'm doing it again, because, you know what, whatever. Moses Malone is a great card, another really good defender, really good finisher. He shoots the ball pretty well, but doesn't come with any sort of, like, sniper, deadeye, range, or things like that. If you do add it to him, maybe you can throw him into the demon tier if you wanted to, but jump shot 31 on quick is a great jumper. It's really good, it's really nice. It's the Jason Richardson jump shot. It feels good, it feels smooth, but I don't like to rank things off of like the badges that you can add to them in the coach boosts. In general, I try to avoid that. You know, if you want to have this Moses Malone ranked with a Phil Jackson, a shooting 3-point shoot, so he has a 99 shot 3, all that stuff, go ahead. You can. If you do that, he's definitely a demon. But if we're being honest, most people with Phil Jackson are a demon as well, so we just skew the list a little too much. Next up is Galaxy Opal Yao Ming, who is sitting there in almost lineup worthy. He basically is the exact same card as his diamond, so you can kind of just like assume that both of these guys are the exact same. The only difference is a few like tit for tat stats. Now, Yao Ming, slow as hell. Like, this dude runs in quicksand, molasses on his shoes. Like, he does not know how to move his own 2 feet down the court. But once you get on the court, all you have to do is take a hook shot, and nobody and their mother is guarding it but Taco Fall. That's it. That's all you need for Yao Ming, and he's a pretty good shooter with Hall of Fame catch and shoot, which is awesome. Good defender. Added clamps onto him. He's absolutely insane, but he's just way too slow. Like, way too slow. Like, way too slow. He needs some boost of speed, and because Phil and Greg don't give that, there's no real way to make him like absolutely insane. Because even like a Kobe speed shoe, if you were to add it, it still wouldn't be great. You know, no thanks. But next up, we do have Pink Diamond Karl Anthony Towns, who has an interesting jumper that you really need to like in order to get it down. But once you do, it's going to be really good, and he's going to be one of the best shooters you could possibly use. He's missing clamps, but other than that, is a great defender, really quick, and is an amazing finisher in the post and at the basket. Not going to be one of those cheesy, you know, you're dribbling all around with kind of guys, but meant to be like that pick and roll, pick and pop kind of center to have some fun with, and is just good overall. It's interesting that they didn't make him cheesy, because I've seen Cat do some nice little dribble moves here and there, but it is what it is. I still think he's a great, almost lineup worthy center. Next up is Galaxy Opal Hakeem Olajuwon, that first kind of inkling that we were going to get insane cards that were going to break the game very, very soon was this Hakeem Olajuwon. He kind of showed us that, like, the end is near. Like, it is coming. You know, the British are coming kind of stuff. That's what this Hakeem Olajuwon was. A 7-footer with set shot 18 on quick. Isn't that, like, intimidating? But then you make him one of the best shooters, like, in the game at the time. Absolutely insane. He's stupid quick. He dunks everybody. He's amazing in the post. The Hall of Fame deep hooks cheese is just godly. And he's an amazing defender literally all around the court with some nice speed boosting ability. Not the greatest at dribbling, but who needs it when you can do everything else? Like, Hakeem Olajuwon is an absolutely insane card that a lot of people should like, but there are better centers in the game at this point, which is why he's an almost lineup worthy. Next up, Pink Diamond Domantas Sabonis, a card that I absolutely love, and I get a little flack for 11, but he's just great, man. 6'11", 6'10" wingspan, one of the best shooters on next gen when it comes to being a center. That's why he's still in almost lineup worthy, because he's just so good on next gen, man. The Hall of Fame range and blinders duo is just insane. Then you give him downhill, quick first step, intimidator, moving truck, rebound chaser at an 87 speed. It's just insane. You get this, a nice little, I think it's like a dunking shoe that gives him ball handle for the Kobe dunking, and then floor general, he can speed boost like a demon. Jump shot 10, I know, is one that not a lot of people love, but on quick, I love it, and on very quick with Steve Novak, by the way. It's actually a really good jumper. And then you give him the shifty dribble style and some great tendencies, and Domantas Sabonis is just an absolute demon. Like, I love this card. He's sitting almost lineup worthy. You cannot convince me otherwise. Next up, Galaxy Opal, Bob Lanier, a card that we got in the token market over the season break, which is pretty cool. He's a great card. I did not pick him up despite having the ability to do so, because I just got David Robinson and Pau Gasol, so I didn't need Bob Lanier. But Bob Lanier has every single finishing badge Hall of Fame besides Teardropper on next gen and current gen. So he's gonna be like the best guy in the post and just finishing in general that you could have in the game, which is awesome. And then he has some really good, defense as well. Has quick first step and downhill on Hall of Fame. Clamps, hot stopper, interceptor, intimidator, rebound chaser, worm, things like that. Going to be a good shooter, and has an 83-point shot, which is nice. Set shot 9, his jumper is awesome. But the one misconception that people have about Bob Lanier is because he has the Pro 2 size of escape that he can curry slide. But the problem is that pretty sure somebody commented it's like 6'9", 280 or 260, something like that, that is the cap off for a guy being able to do the curry slide. And Bob Lanier is 6'11", meaning he can't actually curry slide. It's the same reason why Pau Gasol doesn't curry slide either. There's just a cap in the game that makes it so people above 6'9" cannot do it. So Bob Lanier isn't as cheesy as I think 2K intended for him to be. I don't know if they're aware of that problem. They should be, because it's their game, but who knows. Either way, I think Bob Lanier still, without the curry slide, is a almost lineup worthy card. But if you add it to him, maybe he could sneak into the demon tier. Next up is a Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis. Obviously, everything that you would expect on an AD. He's basically Hakeem Elijah, just slightly better because of animations. Good shooter, amazing defender, super long, lanky, amazing player build. I love the jumper. Just overall, really good. Now, starting off the demon tier, we have Dark Matter, Mel Davis. The reward for Mystery Domination, who I promise I will get it before Season 7 comes on. I slacked with Heat Check Domination. I slacked with the Spotlights. I will get Mel Daniels. Trust, okay? I'm not going to fail it this time. But anyway, Mel Daniels is a 6'9" guy with a 7'11" wingspan, which is just unreal. Then 43 Hall of Fame badges, including Hall of Fame range and blinders, which is awesome. Almost every single finishing badge Hall of Fame besides Teardropper, missing Cross Key and Lob City, which are both gold. One of the best defenders. Again, almost every single one of those defensive badges is Hall of Fame. And quick first step, unpluckable, dreamsake, downhill, all Hall of Fame. Has 3,075 total stats, a 90 shot 3 and 96 speed as a center, which is unreal. Jump shot 81, which is the LaMelo ball jumper on quick, which I think is super good. And for a center, some pretty good dribbling animations. Overall, he's great. His card art kind of sucks. I don't know why they picked that picture for him, and he's so tiny in the actual card, but he's still a great card that you'd want. Next up is Galaxy Opal West Unsettled, who is just insane, man. You give a card over, I think, 3,100 total stats, the Kobe Bryant jumper on quick, and the Curry slide, and he's going to be an absolute demon. The one card from the Spotlights that I wanted was West Unsettled, because he's just next level, man. He's basically a Kobe Bryant, 1 inch taller, that has the Curry slide and a longer wingspan. It can do everything that Kobe can do. Like, oh, he's amazing. He's so good. I wish I had him. Next up is Dark Matter Taco Fall, and this is the one card that I ranked based off of what you have the possibility to do with Phil Jackson. All right, let's listen to me here. Taco Fall, 7'5", 8'2" wingspan. That's already great. But 33 Hall of Fame badges, all of them in defense and finishing mainly, but has Hall of Fame Hot 700 as well, which is pretty good. And then, if we were to take Phil Jackson and the Kobe shooting shoe, Taco Fall's a 94 shot 3. And then if you were to, also give him, floor general, you'd have a 98 shot 3. So, yeah, Taco Fall's in the demon tier, because he also has the Joel Embiid, Julius Randle jumper on quick. So if I run into anybody that has Dark Matter Taco Fall, and then I see Phil Jackson sitting there on the bench, I'm probably leaving the game. That's just how it goes. So next we have Galaxy Opal Pau Gasol, the first card with the very quick jumper that we got in the game, and I absolutely love him. Alright, I love Pau Gasol. He is my favorite card to use, like, period, right now. Probably because I was a 2010 Lakers fanboy growing up, and it's just hard for me to lose that love for Pau Gasol. But the very quick jumper, obviously, is going to be insane once you have it on a card already. But then you add him being one of the best shooters at the center position, a really solid defender, especially inside, but he's still a good perimeter defender. And then he's got some of the best post game, period. And then the shifty dribble style, we talked about it. Could Curry slide if they didn't have that like cap on 6'9" and above, but still, Pau Gasol, one of the cheesiest and one of the best centers in the entire game, and anybody that didn't get him from limited, you low-key should be regretting it a little bit, unless you have Dark Matter, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the best center, maybe even the best card in the game. Kind of insane. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan, 42 Hall of Fame badges, all of them in defense are almost Hall of Fame. He is an insane playmaker, quick first step on a 7'2" guy. Like, come on, that's just unfair. Every single badge of the game is at least gold, but everything for finishing, and then everything else is Hall of Fame besides Giant Slayer and Teardropper. Has some of the most insane shooting badges you could have. You just have to add a sniper and a ranging center, and boom, you're good. 3,002 total stats. Everything in inside scoring is a 97 or above. 92 speed. Everything in defense is a 90 or above. He can speed boost, as well has the jump shot 21 on very quick. The same jumper as Rudy LaRusso. And it's kind of unfair because that jumper's insane. And I keep saying it, but if you give him the Kobe shooting shoes plus Phil Jackson, you now have a 96 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shooting wise, and then if you also were to give him a floor general, you have a 99 shot 3 Kareem with range. Wow. Next up is Galaxy Opal Julius Randle, the one guy that I ranked despite him being a little bit undersized, and that's because Julius Randle's an absolute demon. Julius Randle has jump shot 47 again on quick, which is one of the best jumpers in the game, but then also has the Curry slide, which is great. 3,090 total stats. Everything on Julius Randle in his stats, period, is 80 or above, besides intangibles, which is the stat that they use to like lower the player's overalls. So he actually is a Dark Matter because he has a insane amount of stats. Hall of Fame Hot Zone Hunter, catch and shoot. Every single finishing badge is gold, and 90% of them are Hall of Fame as well. Quick first step, downhill, unpluckable, and every single playmaking badge, again, at least gold. Almost every single defensive badge, at least gold. Plus, over half of them are Hall of Fame. And he comes with gold range as well as a 92 speed, 95 and everything inside, an 89 shot 3. Like, Julius Randle's absolutely insane, and he's ranked in here at the Demon tier because he's so good that at the power forward, he is like easily low-key a top 5 card. Like, he's absolutely insane. Next up, Galaxy Opal, Giannis Antetokounmpo, another card that you can get to a 99 shot 3 with Phil Jackson if you wanted to, which is broken, it is dumb, and it makes me a little upset. But either way, it's Giannis. He already has that like cheesy Giannis build, which you would expect. It makes those sidestep layups insane, but then comes with gold range, some of the best finishing you could possibly have in the game, amazing playmaking, probably a top 5 defensive card because of his player build in general and all the insane stats and animations that he just gets. Plus, having the Giannis jumper is actually pretty good, especially on quick. It's super money, great green window, and the long athlete layup package just makes him unguardable. Next up, Galaxy Opal Dirk Novitskiy. You kind of expect it. You know what's going on. He's got the Colin Sexton jumper, one of the best shooters in the entire game, especially the center position. Bit of a slouch on defense. Like, he's a really good defender, but he's just not at Kareem level, but it's hard to be at that. And he's still a great finisher and a really good post guy. Like, you know what you're getting from Dirk. Still, I think, a top 5 center, but we got some guys like, Mel Daniels, stuff like that. They could be taking the competition. And last but not least is David Robinson, who I consider to be a top 3 center until, Kareem and Taco and Mel Daniels started rolling around. So maybe we're still talking about like top 7 to 8 center with David Robinson. I'm probably capping. It's probably like top 5 still, for being honest. David Robinson is great. One of the best shooters. David Robinson's jumper is similar to that of like the Rudy Gay jumper base. It's great. Amazing all-around defender, and I personally run mine as like a power forward with Gasol at the 5. And, it's disgusting. But I just love how great David Robinson feels as like a 3-and-D card, but still can actually, catch the ball, use his Hall of Fame quick first step, get to the paint, and dunk on everybody as well, which is just absolutely insane. So, let me know what you guys think about the center tier list down in the comment section below. Would you guys move some cards up, some cards down? Let me know where you guys would have some of these guys. It's absolutely insane how, like, improved the center's position has been in recent weeks, because it started off as one of the worst. So it's nice to see it finally thriving a little bit. Let me know what you guys, again, think about the list down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new. We are on that road to 10K subscribers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next video.